When I talk to parents, they will often say, but I'm uncomfortable about those conversations. I'm scared, what if I say the wrong thing or say it at the wrong time? Am I going to trigger some of the very problems that I'm working so hard to avoid? And I will remind parents, and I remind myself as a parent, that it's worth the discomfort if there is any, because if we feel embarrassed or we feel apprehensive as to what to say, there are resources that can help us and arm us with good information and help guide and navigate that a little bit. But we have to be crystal clear, just as Jason pointed out, if we won't step up to the plate and be the primary guide and influence for our young people, who will? And there is an entire industry out there that has zero discomfort in teaching our children in a way that is profitable, literally, for them. And so we have to decide, is our discomfort worth what's at stake? And
right.
we really need to step up to the plate.
While we want to focus on our youth and helping our young people, this is a part of life and a part of discipleship that we as parents and adults are still walking as well. If we want to raise sexually healthy children, we have to be striving to be sexually healthy people ourselves. So oftentimes a sense of discomfort, a sense of embarrassment, a sense of reluctance might be a window into our own attitudes and perspectives. We might need to be strengthening our testimony of those things, understanding doctrines like the doctrine of the soul, and that it is the spirit and the body together. It's not the spirit against the body. Our body is as divine as our spirit, right? And being comfortable with our relationship and in our own families, within our own marriages. Many couples need to address and focus on those things as well. So oftentimes this is really across the life course, whatever stage or step we might be in. We need to look at our own understandings of healthy sexuality. What are the things that make us uncomfortable? Can we talk about this openly in our marriage? If we're struggling to do that, it's very tough then for us to turn and be an example to our children if we can't even talk about it together as spouses or as adults.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we know there's been a variety of social science studies that have looked at what holds parents back and from talking about healthy sexuality in the home. And we know that discomfort or fear of embarrassment, feeling a lack of confidence in what they know or when to share that are two of the big roadblocks. But also relationships. They may not feel they have the relationship with their child that would allow them to feel safe or able to be vulnerable in sharing information they don't feel completely confident in sharing. And so one thing that will be a thread, I'm hoping, in this discussion today is really building relationships that can be open and honest and nurturing, because we know that those types of relationships have a protective buffering effect in and of themselves, and really striving to keep those lines of communication open.